Good evening, good morning. Wake up, wake up. Listen, I'm not really feeling well, but I just need to come on here to talk about discipline. And what does that mean? I learned that discipline is self-love. So if you learn how to discipline yourself, then you're teaching yourself how to love your soul and not your role. Yeah. That's what it all comes down to. Loving your soul, not your role. So what is discipline? How do you use it? What does it do for you? A lot of Americans nowadays don't have discipline. You just want to do what you want to do when you want to do it, how you want to do it. But you've been fed that information. You've been fed, immediate gratification will solve all your problems. So discipline really, from what I've learned in my time, is self-love, absolutely. But it's a deterrent from sin, right? So what is sin? And I'm not saying religious. I'm not religious. But sin is something that breaks the law of the law that was set down for you, right? To participate in this place. And anything that makes you feel and think bad, basically. There wouldn't be no good if there wasn't for bad, and there wouldn't be no bad if it wasn't for good, because you wouldn't be able to recognize them. That's like saying there wouldn't be no joy if it wasn't for pain. Again, I'm under the weather. My mind is foggy. My body's hurting. But I'm grateful. I'm sitting outside. I'm not at the lake. I'm sitting outside in the parking lot. Right outside from Dunkin' Donuts. You can see the sign right there. But I just wanted to come on here and talk about discipline. Discipline is denying yourself what you think or you've been taught that you need, or that you lust over, right? And I'm not using that term in a sexual way, right? Because you can lust over anything. You can lust over what you don't have, over what you think you want. Is creating self-discipline, is saying and being grateful for what you have. Hello. Hi, Sandy. God bless you. Thank you for coming in. Right? So self-discipline is self-love. So, hello. Hi, God bless. Give me a like, share, subscribe. So self-discipline is self-love. A lot of Americans aren't taught that. Americans are taught, hello, hi. Praveen Shang, how do you say that? Shauhan, what do you mean where I'm from? I don't understand that question. That's a loaded question. So anyway, self-discipline is self-love. Thank you for the like. How do you know that you have self-discipline? How do you know? Other than saving for something, like saving money for something, you go to the store and I'm talking about spiritual self-discipline. How do you know? How do you know? Oh, where am I living? I'm in the United States. I've been here all my life. Where are you living? And to be a bit more precise, I'm in Florida. It's a little chilly out here, which is kind of weird to say, but it is. See, I have a jacket on, or a fleece sweater. It's cold. India, what's up, India? Shout outs to India. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Appreciate you. So self-discipline is self-love. If you love your soul, not your role, you will create your discipline will come, right? Saying you're denying yourself the lust that you think you feel, that and lust, like I said, I'm not using it as a sexual term. I'm using it in anything that makes you unbalanced, right? Listen, man, am I the weather man? Am I the clock and weather? What time is it in India? It's like 10 o'clock over there, right? Maybe later. Right now it's like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. Hello. The date is the same date that it is over there. I'm sure it's November 4th. Why are you asking me this? Because does it look like I'm confused and lost? Don't ask me no questions that I have to think about, all right, buddy? But anyway, self-discipline is self-love. How do you know that? How do you figure that out? Right? It's denying or capturing certain types of thoughts that lead you into sin, right? Or that lead you into doing something that you know is wrong, right? Or lead you into doing something that's gonna, listen to this one, that's gonna temporarily satisfy you, but in the long run, you're gonna be hurting because of that choice you made, right? So self-discipline is that. You get up in the morning, you do the same routine every day, day in and day out, and you love that routine. You appreciate it, the fact that you're able to do that. And a lot of people look at that stuff as being, say, material, right? 4 a.m. What? Yeah, it's not November 5th here yet. Tomorrow's gonna be November 5th. So you're a whole 24 hours or more, I guess. You should be sleeping right now, shouldn't you? I don't know if that's a normal time for somebody to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, unless you're working. But God bless you. Thank you for coming in. So, self-discipline is all it takes is to love your soul, not your role, realizing the things that are putting you in a position where you can immediately satisfy yourself, but later on, and you don't think about the consequences. That's self-discipline. Self-discipline is when you say, okay, I want to do this. What are the consequences, right? Am I going to appreciate them? Are they going to put me in a? That's self-discipline, right? Self-discipline is holding yourself back, thinking about what you think, what those thoughts are about, and how to control them to your benefit, to others' benefits. That's self-discipline. For me, it means self-love. Self-discipline is self-love, right? So we got somebody on here that's kind of kooky, making funny statements. You okay? You okay? I hope you're okay. Anywho, so I mean, even saying stuff like, you want to go out and do something, but you don't, but you really don't, right? So you just say, no, I'm not going to do it, right? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to, because of this, that, and the third, whatever it might be. And that's discipline right there. Self-love. Things like responding to someone or yelling at someone. Check this out. I want to show y'all something. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That's where I'm usually at over there at this time. But I decided to come over here. Excuse me. It's denying yourself what you think is pleasurable. That's what that is. Everything has a consequence, right? So somebody's message was held for review. What happened? What you say? Come on, guys. I don't care what you say, really, honestly. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of traffic. Traffic's coming in right now because everybody's getting off of work at this time. But yeah, self-discipline. Self-discipline is self-love, right? Is you're doing for your future. You're not succumbing to instant pleasure. And it'll drive you to where you want to be, to where God thinks that you should be, or God knows where you should be. You just need to figure it out. Self-love. That's it. All right. Let me do this real quick. You're on timeout 24 hours. You're gonna be on timeout just for even participating in that conversation, my friend. So see you when I go hang out with somebody else's live chat. There you go. Find yourself something to do. And that's self-discipline. Self-discipline is even saying things, right, that you know you shouldn't say, or you know that it's dumb, or you gotta when you say, you know, you're gonna hurt somebody's feelings, or you know you're gonna do something that's gonna affect somebody negatively, don't do it. Self-discipline, hold yourself from it, and you know, of course, ask yourself, why are you doing it, why are you not doing it, so on and so forth. But self-discipline, you know, routine, and that creates self-love all the time. Self-discipline can be in any form of denial of things that, you know, that are immediate satisfactions that there are some consequences for, right? But since you don't have self-discipline, you really don't care about the consequences. You just want to get what you want to get when you want to get it, right? So, you know, that's all Americans are brought up that way, with, you know, the sensation of immediate satisfaction is how life rolls. That's not true. A lot of Americans, when they practice that immediate satisfaction, end up, you know, on the bad end of the stick. That's just how it goes. So love your soul, not your role. Self-discipline. If you grew up without a father, or even mother, or either or, in somebody else's household or whatever, it's pretty difficult to re-educate yourself, or even educate yourself, or even condition yourself, or even recondition yourself to have that kind of equality. It is rare for you to meet someone, I would say in America, I don't know anywhere else, right? That hasn't been in the military, that hasn't been, you know, that hasn't been trained in self-discipline, to have self-discipline. That's not easy. That's not something easy to acquire, right? With all the stuff that you see on TV, all the influences in the music business, and all your influencers influencing you to not have self-discipline. You could do what you want, whenever you want, however you want, right? Yeah. But that's not the case. So thank you for the likes. Listen, I'm a little under the weather. I'm gonna be dropping this real soon, because I'm gonna go home. And it's getting a little chilly, and I should be in bed really. But God bless. Love you so much. Let's get it. Ready? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For you are the wisdom, the power, and the glory, and the heaven, and the peace, and the food, and the spirit, forever and ever and ever. Amen. Yeah, that was for you. So carry on the tradition of being disciplined. Right? Not just with money, not just with people, with yourself, with Father God, right? Create a routine. Doesn't have to be a stringent routine, right? Because you wanna be able to not seem like you're a robot, to not, if you don't like discipline, then you know, don't do it. But if you need discipline, do it. And you can find books online, people on YouTube that talk about discipline and how they utilize it in their own lives. For me, discipline is super simple, right? Super simple. I carry my routine wherever I go. I treat people with respect, whatever the situation might be. I don't choose to engage in anything that's going to take me out of my discipline with anyone, because then you're giving them the power to shake you up, and nobody's doing that to me. So even in the toughest of situations that people may see, you know, maintain discipline, maintain your frame of mind, your vision about what you think things should be, and even if they don't turn out that way, that's your discipline. That's what you're using for yourself, for your life, for those people who choose to be around you, for the people you choose to be around, and anybody will benefit from that. right? Like I always say, if you got children, if you have nieces and nephews, grandchildren, and you've never read the Bible and they don't know the Bible, I implore you to teach them the Bible, because that's the only way in today's world that you're going to show them discipline, unless you put them in the army. And you know what happens when you put them, I don't know if you know what happens when you put your children in the army. Woo! But anyway, love you so natural. I just wanted to come on here and talk about that real quick. Hope you got it. And if you didn't, that's okay. Self-discipline is self-love. Love you so natural. And you already know, Godspeed. And I will see you when I see you. Right? God bless. And be good to yourself. Always be good to yourself. Always.